Tip off our show with a look at the pioneer of NBA point guards, Boston Celtic Hall of Famer Bob Cousy. When he entered the league in 1950, Bob Cousy was a new kind of NBA star. He was smaller than most other players, but made a huge impact on the game with his flair and creativity.
I think Cousy was to the NBA what Babe Ruth was to baseball. Cousy put a lot of flash into what he did. Cousy was putting the ball behind his back, and he'd do all these spectacular ball handling things, and it looked like magic. He not only helped the NBA, but he helped establish the franchise in Boston and created fans.
Nicknamed the Houdini of the hardwood, Cousy was the NBA's first true showman. He grabbed the attention of fans and soon was playing before packed houses in every city.
It's entertainment. We're all, in that sense, if we're honest with ourselves, I suppose we're all kind of show-offs in the sense that, we want to display our skills, we want to be successful, and we want the appreciation of the audience.
But Bob Cousy was much more than just a sideshow. Carefully orchestrating the Boston Celtics offense, he displayed an uncanny court sense. And with his slick passing and ball handling, Cousy would revolutionize the role of playmaker.
Cousy would really hit the open man, and when you got the ball, you were just in the position where you could take the shot. You never got the ball before you got to your position. Cousy would not give it to you.
Bob Cousy would lead the league in assists for 8 straight seasons, be named to the All-NBA First Team 10 straight times, and become the first guard to be named the league's most valuable player. But perhaps his greatest legacy is his record of team success. By the time he retired in 1963, he had helped lead Boston to 6 championships in 7 years and played a major role in the Celtic dynasty.
It's all over, and there they go. They've won it again.
By 1970, Cousy was coaching the Cincinnati Royals, where he guided a rookie point guard named Nate Tiny Archibald.
My concept was to attack people. I wanted people to know that I was on the court. I didn't want people to know that, well, he's relaxed, he's cool, he's in his cool. I didn't play like that.
Using his blinding speed and fearless attitude, Tiny Archibald quickly developed into a superstar and exceeded even his coach's expectations.
Well, I used to tell Tiny, if you're racing down the floor and you see me jump up calling for time, ignore me and go do your thing, create an opportunity. Well, you've got a player like an Archibald who can create whatever they want at any time they want. You're much better off letting them do it.
Whether he was running his team's offense or piling up points himself, Archibald demoralized opposing defenses. And in 1974, he'd become the only player in history to lead the NBA in scoring and assists in a single season. But one thing Tiny could not match was Bob Cousy's collection of NBA championships.
Our team was so weak offensively that we demanded that he do just about everything. He literally carried us on his shoulders. It's amazing we didn't wear him out.
But finally, Nate Tiny Archibald did wear out. In 1977, he tore his Achilles tendon and sat out over a season and a half. At the age of 30, he found himself with Cousy's former team, the Boston Celtics, hoping for one more chance.
When I went to Boston, they were actually saying, let's trade Tiny, let's see what we can get for him. He's through. He had the injury. He'd had a bad season the year before, and it really looked like his career had come to an end.
But the Celtics soon discovered that while Archibald may have lost his step, he hadn't lost any of his fierce determination.
Tiny in the lane. Plays it up and in. Tiny Archibald.
Tiny is something else, I'll tell you.
I want to win. I want to win. That's the only thing I want to do. I want to win. And I remember this to today. Cool said, one of these days, you're going to get a chance to do that.
Archibald. Archibald, he can penetrate. That was a great play. Look at the bench.
Tiny Archibald would regain his all-star status as he became the Celtics captain and their emotional leader.
Now they're all on their feet in Boston.
He gave us a great deal of the fight and grit that we had and the character, because here's a guy that everybody had counted out. And when they saw him get up from a 9 count and go on to bigger and better things, I think it was the type of thing that gives you that quiet leadership.
If I was a window washer, an architect, a security guard, or a farmer, Instead of a famous basketball player, would you care what I drink? Would Sprite not taste the same? Would I be doing this commercial?
What do you think?
On your Superhero Saturday, they're reshaping history.
Your son is the son of the king of the gods.
And this time,
If she dies, we die.
the bad gods might win.
Hercules doesn't exist anymore.
7:30 tonight, all new Hercules.
Hey guys, the woman of your dreams may be only a phone call away. Call the Australian Singles Chat Line on 1900 111 600 and listen to hundreds of recorded messages. And when you find one you like, leave your own. It's fun and it's safe. That's right, you can record your own message or just listen to other people's. It's totally up to you. Call 1900 111 600 now. The woman of your dreams could be just a phone call away. That's 1900 111 600.
If I was a window washer, an architect, a security guard, or a farmer, instead of a famous basketball player, would you care what I drink? Would Sprite not taste the same? Would I be doing this commercial?
What do you think?
Whoa. Right hand, nah, let's switch it to the left. Two hands, nah. Dunk on him? Let's save it. Oh, here we go.
Hi, I feel like a chat. Maybe we should get together. The number's 1-900-191-700. Why don't you get on your phone if you're feeling lonely or just want someone to chat to? 1-900-191-700. It's just chat. So remember, if you want to talk, 1-900-191-700.
You know why, Mr. Methane. I've got a bionic bum and the underpants hub.
Get a load of Mr. Methane's trouser trumpet in all Sanity stores now.
Hey up, Chuck, have a whiff of me mug.
Hey guys, call the Australian Singles Chat Line on 1900 111 600 and listen to hundreds of recorded messages from girls. And when you find one you like, leave a message of your own. It's fun and it's safe. 1-900 111 600.
Welcome back to the best of NBA action. Now we go back into the action for a look at one little man who became a huge star, the Detroit Pistons' Isaiah Thomas. Despite players like Bob Cousy and Tiny Archibald, bigger players still dominated the guard position in the NBA. In fact, by the 1970s, it seemed as if the guards were getting larger than ever. The trend reached its height in 1980 when a 6'9" point guard named Magic Johnson led the LA Lakers to the NBA championship. And it appeared that the time for the little man was all but over. But the very next year, the Detroit Pistons would use their #1 draft pick to select 6'1" Isaiah Thomas.
When I came into the league, guys like me weren't being allowed in the league anymore. The point guard position had developed to someone of 6'8", 6'9", and up. I had to do things differently because of my size.
By using his size as an asset, Isaiah managed to outmaneuver taller opponents.
Thomas again. He's amazing. What a move by Isaiah. He is lighting this place up.
I was a different kind of point guard that I could handle the ball well, break down the defense, get into the lane. So I was very creative with the basketball, which enabled me to basically be able to go anywhere on the court that I wanted to go, regardless of people's height.
Isaiah Thomas would quickly pile up individual accomplishments. But still, his sights were set on far more important goals.
I went beyond the point of just playing and having fun. I was very obsessed with winning
and there was nothing that was going to stand in my way of winning the championship.
Thomas drove the Pistons into the NBA elite, and by 1987, he had them ready to make a title run.
Here's Isaiah. Let's see what we got. All the way up. Go!
Detroit would make it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, where they faced the defending champion Boston Celtics. And in Game 5, Isaiah had the Pistons just moments away from taking control of the series.
Seasoning right in his face. Thomas with a very big bucket. And it's Detroit by 1-17.
But the Pistons' moment of destiny would slip away into the waiting hands of Larry Bird.
Thomas wants to get it in quickly. Does the layup here. Stolen by Bird and the cut to DJ. Yes! Unbelievable! What a mistake. Veteran players cannot make that kind of mistake.
But Isaiah would overcome his disappointment by leading the Pistons to the finals the very next year.
Isaiah Thomas is hurt down on the court underneath the basket.
Facing Magic Johnson's Lakers, Thomas saw his dream of a title slip away once again as Detroit lost the series. Twice, he had taken his team to the brink of success, only to be turned away both times by bigger players.
For, 5-6 years, I had been fighting the perception that little people aren't, ever going to win championships. So you're like right in the middle of the mountain and you're saying, man, do I want to climb all the way up and finish, or do I just want to go back down? And that was kind of the point where I said, I'm going to keep climbing.
In 1989, Isaiah and the Pistons would climb back into the NBA Finals, where they would again face Magic and the Lakers. This time, however, he simply refused to be denied.
Oh, what a shot! Magic was in his jersey.
He is just showing so much heart and determination for the Pistons. How many times have we seen Isaiah? He presses the inner button in the heart, and all of a sudden he just takes it on.
Isaiah would finally have his NBA championship, and fittingly, his victory would be over Johnson. Magic symbolized the trend toward bigger players that Thomas had struggled against for so long.
It feels like heaven. Like the Ohio player said, heaven must be like this. Heaven must be like this.
Assuring his place in NBA history, Isaiah Thomas would drive the Pistons to a second championship the following year, and he was named the MVP of the Finals.
And Isaiah Thomas having an incredible rise again. Makes again. He owns the night,
The Pistons leader had sent a message to the rest of the basketball world that couldn't have been any clearer.
Perception was that no matter how good the little guy was, you always had to have a big guy to win. And I wanted to change perception. So the fans would honestly look and say, that little guy, I know he's little, but he got a chance against this 6'9", 6'10" guy. He can beat him.
Official NBA headwear and apparel by Adidas.
If you want something that moves you, if you want something with passion, if you want something that kicks serious ass, Saturday night's never been this nice. Jerry Springer at 8:30, then at 9:30 the WWF Superstars on 10.
Hey guys, the woman of your dreams may be only a phone call away. Call the Australian Singles Chat Line on 1900 111 600 and listen to hundreds of recorded messages. And when you find one you like, leave your own. It's fun and it's safe. That's right, you can record your own message or just listen to other people's. It's totally up to you. Call 1900 111 600 now. The woman of your dreams could be just a phone call away. That's 1900 111 600.
Welcome to paradise, kid.
Welcome to Apocalypse, the over-the-top, hardcore action game that has one speed, flat out.
It's hero time!
You are the last hope for mankind.
Lock and load!
Apocalypse. It's an all-out 3D Armageddon, and you are Bruce Willis.
Bring it on!
Apocalypse. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
That's it. I'm out of here.
Hear about what's hot and what's not. It's fun, it's one-on-one, and it's free for a limited time. Listen to the goss, find a friend, make a date. Call Hot Gossip now. Women, call Sydney 9923 4747. Men, call Sydney 9923 4748. It's new, it's fun, and you call the shots. Hot Gossip, it's free. Call now.
Call me now and we can talk about whatever you want to talk about on 1-900-124-111. If you're alone, then call me. It's easy. Just call 1-900-124-111.
Hey guys, call the Australian Singles chat line on 1-900-111-600 and listen to hundreds of recorded messages from girls. And when you find one you like, leave a message of your own. It's fun and it's safe. 1-900-111-600.
Welcome back to the best of NBA action. Now, we look at two of the game's smallest players who both made a sudden impact in the NBA. Spud Webb and Muggsy Bogues have earned a place as basketball pioneers, as they've each made crucial contributions to the history of the little man. Standing only 5 feet 7 inches tall, Spud Webb was largely overlooked in the 1985 NBA draft. Taken on the 4th round by the Detroit Pistons, who already had Isaiah Thomas, Webb was cut from the team before ever getting to training camp.
Well, it felt like I didn't get a chance, to show my skills or go out and prove myself that I could play in the NBA.
Spud was picked up by the Atlanta Hawks, and he'd finally get his opportunity after an injury to starting point guard Doc Rivers.
I remember the first practice in training camp. I'm sitting there with a cast on my hand, and I see this guy whipping up and down the court, shooting, going by guys, giving assists, and I turned to Dominique and I said, I better get healthy quickly.
But once Webb had been given his chance, there was just no stopping him. He would take control of the Hawks' offense, and soon he'd won the starting job.
Oh, what a shot by Webb!
Oh, he's a tough little customer.
He has a lot of heart. I think that's the biggest thing about him. He isn't afraid. He get in there and he mix it up, and he gets bounced around off those big guys. He get up and keep going.
Spud Webb had turned into an unlikely success story. Playing for the Hawks and the Sacramento Kings, he would become one of the league's steadiest point guards. But perhaps Spud will best be remembered for his exploits in the 1986 Slam Dunk Championship, an event usually reserved for bigger men.
5'7", Spud Webb.
No one in the gym, no one watching on TV, no one sitting home on their big lazy boy chair think you can win.
But Spud Webb would quickly steal the show.
Spud, first attempt. Oh, my.
5'7", Spud Webb.
Two-hander.
Spud had boldly announced to the basketball world that size was no object.
Look, Bill, you get done, I'm leaving. Mike off the lob and Rivers. Yes, come on now, come on. Oh my, that's the cherry on the sundae.
Our new slam dunk champion with an incredible upset, Spud Webb.
I think it changed the way we look at smaller guys. That year I came out and won the dunk contest, and then in the actual playing in a part of a winning team.
But for all of Webb's accomplishments, the story of Tyrone Muggsy Bogues is perhaps even more incredible. Standing only 5 feet 3 inches tall, Muggsy entered the NBA draft in 1987 as the shortest player in league history. And as Muggsy joined the Washington Bullets, who also boasted the league's tallest player, many thought that he'd be more of an oddity than a legitimate player.
When I first got drafted, I thought, they was really committed to me. But as the season went along, I just saw it as a novelty act, just something to sell tickets.
After a frustrating rookie season, he was left unprotected in the expansion draft. But turning this rejection into an opportunity, Bogues would make his mark with the Charlotte Hornets.
Bogues at the top, penetrates, goes in for the layup. It is good.
Is he exciting? I'd pay to see him.
He just disrupts everything.
What a steal by Muggsy Bogues.
No guys running around in between your legs.
Pounded by Muggsy.
He just plays with so much heart and hustle.
Fumbled for a moment. Bogues picks his pocket.
I try to put pressure on my opponent every time, and I know that I'm going to get it sooner or later.
Stolen by Muggsy.
In addition to his defensive skills, Muggsy Bogues also has become one of the NBA's premier playmakers.
Great pass by Muggsy.
I feel very comfortable dribbling the basketball without looking at it, and it allowed me to look around and see what's going on out on the basketball court.
From 1990 to 94, only John Stockton accumulated more assists. And Muggsy's passing ability is appreciated by his teammates.
It makes me run harder because I know that, hey, if I run, I'm going to get the ball. He's always told me, Joe, you run out, I will see you.
Bogues' inspirational story has made him a fan favorite, especially for smaller fans.
Go Muggsy!
For them, Muggsy's a role model with whom they can easily identify.
Muggsy!
I really never thought about my height. Other people see me as 5'3". I just see myself as a person and not really any height. I just play my game and just play the best way I know how.
Sunday.
Oh, no! I dare you to yank his beard off.
It's Christmas Simpson style.
What's the intro line number, please? Slave for life.
Okay. Ring intro line right now. Choose from different categories. It's free to listen and record your greeting. You listen, you decide, you make the move. Intro line.
Nice to have you by my side. Life can be a bumpy ride.
Most people could never imagine the bond that exists between a blind person and their guide dog. They trust them with their life every time they walk out the door. But it takes a great deal of time and money to successfully train a guide dog team. You can help by sending your donation to the Guide Dogs, P.O. Box 107, Milsons Point, Sydney.
Nice to have you by my side.
Welcome back to the best of NBA action. Now, a look at two little men who began their careers as teammates in Cleveland. In overtime, Mark Price entered the NBA in 1986 as the promising new point guard of the Cleveland Cavaliers. But after a disappointing rookie season, the Cavs drafted another playmaker, Kevin Johnson.
I didn't know how much I was in their plans at that point, and so all I could do was prepare myself for training camp and be as ready as possible. But, you know, just knowing someone's coming in to take your job, you know, makes you work a little bit harder.
Motivated by Johnson's presence, Mark Price refused to relinquish his job as Cleveland's starting point guard.
Brilliant exhibition by the second-year kid.
By the end of the 1989 season, KJ would be traded to Phoenix. And with Price now the Cavs' unquestioned floor leader, he would begin to blossom.
Knocked back outside. Loose ball saved by Price to Doherty. Back to Price. Three for the corner. Good!
Mark Price outside left, shoots on the left corner, and that's in. Price split the double beautifully. Let the jumper fly, and Mark Price took him to school that trip.
I've never seen anybody shoot the ball as well as Mark. He's got the same rhythm every time. I've never seen anybody with as much confidence on their shot as Mark. This guy thinks he can hit 40-foot shots sometimes, and he will.
Price for three, and oh, this place erupted as Price hit another bomb.
Mark Price became known as one of the game's premier shooters. And at the 1994 NBA All-Star Weekend, he added to his reputation, putting on a remarkable performance in the AT&T long-distance shootout.
Mark Price with the money ball again, putting on a show. Look at this. The record is 25 points. Finish it out, Mark. Finish it out. The angelic face of Mark Price with the eyes of the assassin.
But he is the 1994 AT&T long-distance shootout champion.
And though he was firmly established as a star, Price was still taking nothing for granted.
I go out every night feeling like I'm the underdog. I go out every night feeling like the guy I'm playing has more talent, more ability. And I don't know, I get excited about trying to go out and see what I can do.
while Johnson had inspired Price. Kevin had also learned a valuable lesson from their competition.
To be honest, the one thing in Cleveland I didn't do is be myself. I didn't let my true personality show. I was a rookie, and I really felt like I was walking on eggshells. And the moment that I got traded to Phoenix, I said, whether I fail or whether I succeed, I got to do things the way I think they need to be done.
Back on the Suns, trying to get within one. KJ left hand, got it.
Unleashing his fiery intensity, Kevin now began his own rise to NBA stardom.
Kevin Johnson takes it in for two more. Unbelievable offense. KJ with a stutter spinning move, driving. Oh! He's an all-star.
I'm realizing what I need to do for our team to be effective, and that's just when I get the ball, just try to push it down the other team's throat. I mean, make them gag on it if they have to.
Kevin Johnson had established himself as one of the league's most unstoppable point guards, and he became the driving force in the rise of the Phoenix Suns.
KJ backing in on Mojeets. Good driving.
I love to see that.
Oh, brother. Whoa, my goodness.
What you do, you just get the hell out of his way. You give him the ball and say, okay, make sure if he needs your help, you're there, but just let him go.
Well, I think the greatest thing Kevin brings to the team, besides his talents, is his great will to win. It's contagious, and he's a great competitor, and that rubs off.
While Kevin Johnson and Mark Price each became All-Stars, they would also be teammates once again on the 1994 USA basketball team. And though they'd taken different paths, both had now completed their journey to success. Remember, you can send us your questions or comments at the league's official website, NBA.com. I'm Jim Fagan for the best of NBA action. See you next week.